And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after show. I would like to think I had a deep voice enhancer there. The after show.
Get a soundboard, man.
Yeah, soundboard, better microphone, different mic. I have other mic. It's literally sitting back there. Anyway, Dennis and I are here. You 8 viewers are here. Thank you. We're going to be hanging out. We're talking Google Fi's new plans. Where I actually had no idea what else to put, so that's why that's the only thing in the title and in the thumbnail. But Dennis, we also wanted to touch on sponsorships because we had our very first sponsored episode last week. Actually, let's welcome a few people to the chat. We've got Ahmed. Welcome, my friend. It's great to have you here. This is what I love about the after show. We get to talk with you, the audience. And Shame, of course. Carlos is live now too. Shame, if you have to leave, I fully respect that. Or if you're rocking us in dual window or whatever, I feel like we outlined we're a Thursday kind of podcast. So
Yeah, this is our turf. This is our turf right now.
Thank you, Dennis. Right, it's our turf. Manny, he's got 4 thumbs up. Manny, my guy, you're gonna want to get that checked out. Okay, if you got 4 thumbs, you got a problem. So best of luck with you. No, thank you for the thumbs up. We got Angel. Thank you. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, Angel.
Evening.
We got Jay Norton. Yo. We got No Eyesight. Hi. Also going to want to...
I relate to that.
Dennis, you also don't have eyesight?
I mean, yeah, you see the glasses on me, man. I'm blind without them.
We got Jaguar. Do you think Google Fi will include AT&T? That's a hard no. We got Austin. Austin, how's it going? We got Wes Hamilton. We got Chaim, you already here. We got Jar Cohen, Michael. Hello, everyone. All right, yeah. So, welcome. As people are coming in and joining, we welcome you to this community. Last week we had our first ever sponsored episode. It was shared on Reddit. I should actually try and pull up that Reddit post so we can take a look. But yeah, basically, we wanted to address how we are doing sponsorships for the podcast, talk about any questions or concerns you may have as the audience, how we're going. So let me see Mint Mobile. I'm just going to try and pull it up quickly.
Yeah, while he's pulling up, basically the genesis of why we're doing this is because, we do read the comments. We do look. Even if we don't always respond to everybody, we always do look at your feedback. And we felt like this is a subject that could use some clarification. And just so that you guys know where we stand when it comes to how we're going to handle sponsored content.
Yeah, I think that's great. So I was going to view all comments. This is pulling it up, adding it to the stream right now. We'll full screen this so you can see it. And we'll go ahead and zoom in. As you probably saw, we had Aaron North on from Mint Mobile. Aaron, wonderful, wonderful person to chat with. Incredible episode. Really appreciated having him on. And so I think the issue, here we go. It was this comment. Oh, I clicked on the user. Go back. I want to see this comment. Plus button. There we go. And the comment was, welcome to the Best Phone Plans Podcast. Today sponsored by Mint. I closed it there. How can you be subjective or give any kind of honest review of a phone plan if you're taking sponsorship money? This is just a big promotion, paid interview. No thanks. Aaron respond, I wasn't about to be on a podcast sponsored by Verizon. Good to know, Aaron. We will not have Verizon sponsor a show when you come back on. But yeah, Dennis, I feel like we wanted to address this, right? Where, was that episode sponsored? Yes, it was sponsored by Mint, but how was it sponsored? So Dennis, you want to maybe outline how that sponsorship kind of worked?
Yeah, basically, so I want to take a quick step back and explain how sponsors are. So I know there's been confusion in the past, and it was in that feed about how people think when we had Ahmed on, for example, that was sponsored content. Ahmed's interview was not sponsored at all. When we do any type of sponsorship content, we are going to be very clear. Like, it's going to be notated in the video, similar to that episode where I introduced it and said it was sponsored. And when the sponsored part came up with the ad read, there's going to be very clear starts and ends to what is sponsored and what isn't. For the particular episode that we had, it was simply just that, a quick little minute ad read that they sponsored for, a quick little intro at the beginning, and a shout out at the end. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. They were we were not compensated in any way, shape, or form for having Aaron on the podcast. We would have had him on regardless if Mint sponsored the show or not. Like, we love talking with these incredible people in the wireless space, whether it's Ahmed, whether it's Aaron, whether it's Roger Etner, whether it's someone from Light Reading or PC Mag, So we love talking with these people, and we think it's fun to have these interesting conversations. And so they're not paying to be on the show. I would joke and say it's nice to make money, but no, we keep it objective. We're allowed to ask whatever questions we want. Aaron teased something about phones or something coming later in the year, and Dennis asked a follow-up question can you tell us more? And Aaron's like, nope, I don't even know what you're talking about, right? It's we're there to ask questions and to learn from these people. And as Dennis mentioned, if we're doing a sponsored segment, it's going to be clear cut, and the podcast is really a way for us to talk with these incredible people in the wireless space, and at the same time, it does offer them an opportunity to reach a new audience, to promote themselves a little bit. There's no denying it's partially self-promotion, but when it comes to sponsorships, as Dennis mentioned, it's going to be very clear, very transparent, very straightforward. We will do sponsored podcasts to help support and sustain the show. We will not do sponsored cell phone plan reviews. I always am paying for service with those, and those are going to be remaining completely objective. And then when it comes to other videos, that may also have the opportunity to be sponsored. But phone reviews, they need to be unbiased, and so we're not doing sponsorships for those right now.
By its very nature, a review video can't be sponsored, right? You can't have a review and be sponsored. So if it's a review, Stetson's paying for it. It's all hunky dory. I just wanted to make sure that I just felt even though it was a one-off comment, I still thought it was good to address, because I know even in the Discord we've had people who thought that we were doing sponsored stuff prior to this, and that was our first sponsored video for the podcast. And I just felt this would be really appropriate just to mention it out there anyway, in case you guys had any suggestions or questions for us in regards to that.
Yeah, we're very open to feedback. The day after I saw that post, I was thinking about it, how should we have approached this? Should we have done something differently? I reached out to our Discord community, Patreon supporters, to see what their thoughts were, what their feedback was. And I smile because I'm really thankful. They were really positive and supportive, and I'm grateful for that. But we also want to open it up to you all. If you have thoughts or feedback, what we could be doing different or better, please feel free to let us know. You can email us. I'm Stetson at bestphoneplans.net, or hello@bestphoneplans.net is the website. I read everything. Sometimes it gets clogged up with a bunch of stuff, but it's there, and we want to make sure we're hearing your input as well. So, anything else, Dennis?
Angel. Not really. I'm not seeing too many comments. Like I said, it was really me that felt like we needed to talk about this.
Yeah, talk about it, get it out of the way.
Yeah, I just wanted to just have that clear transparency going forward, just because I just don't want there to be any confusion. That's all. But
Dennis, I think you're. Yeah, why don't you take this?
Yeah, it looks like we're good on that front, and we got an awesome question, an awesome super chat actually from Austin.
Yeah, we got a huge super chat from Austin. Thank you, Austin. First off, let's hear your current plans. Second, what do you think will happen with the Dish Amazon Web Services partnership in regards to MVNOs? Will they eventually offer their network to MVNOs? Dennis, current plans?
My current,
I think cell phone plans. Austin, have you been tuning into this? We don't really change plans.
So my current cell phone plans, mine's actually changed a little bit.
That's true.
I got T-Mobile Magenta Max, 3 lines on that. I got AT&T Elite. I got US Mobile still rocking. And then I also got the free trial of the Mint Mobile.
Well, oh, you got the trial, Dennis. How did that go for you?
It was smooth. It was good.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I got the Mint trial myself. That actually expired because I did a week ago. But my personal line is on Mint. I signed up for a year, and so we're still going. Let me see if I can pull up what month I'm on. I think it actually renews next month, but I'm keeping it. It works really well for me. It's affordable, meets my needs. That's what I'm all about. And in terms of plans I'm testing, Red Pocket, that's again, I'm fully adopting this Patreon supporters vote on the next video. And so I will hope they vote on that so I can review it and stop paying for service. But Mint Mobile Personal, Red Pocket, testing, Google Fi is actually active. Speaking of Google Fi, like this actually kind of works out. Maybe I can just switch to the new plan and review that. And my US mobile line expired, so I need to snooze that. There's one other carrier that's active that I'm forgetting. So that's what I got.
But on to part 2 of his question.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen with the Dish AWS partnership in regards to MVNOs?
I think that MVNOs are going to get this. I mean, Dish, my understanding is Dish is using Amazon Web Services as part of their 5G core. Like they're using it as part of that deployment. And when Dish does offer their own MVNOs, currently they own Ting and Boost Mobile. My guess is they will be migrated to that platform and use those services. As we learned with Roger, it's cheaper to deliver network data over 5G than LTE. And though Ting and Boost Mobile are currently using T-Mobile, so I think Dish wants to migrate those off of T-Mobile ASAP.
So that's why I was going to say I'd actually disagree. Right now, I think they're just going to milk T-Mobile's infrastructure for as long as they can and just keep building out their stuff. Then once it's prime time for them to go live and they actually have a network is when they'll make the change.
Yeah, that's a good call. So, Dennis, how far out do you think we are?
I think we're 4 years out.
Yeah, I was just reading in that article, like they need to have 20% coverage by I think it was 2022 and 70% 2023. My guess is like 2024, 2025 is when we'll kind of see that. Dennis, I don't know if, Dennis, you've been following this, but have you heard of Los Mobile and like what's been going on with that? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, remember we had Sneed on. He was the one that
Oh yeah.
Because I asked him,
what's the deal with Los Mobile?
I haven't been following it outside of what Sneed told me. Although I should really text Sneed and see if he'll, because he said
you
something
can get
about
a line.
maybe. But basically from the way it sounds, it's basically just Business Elite.
Yeah, it's an AT&T Business Elite plan. You get this is going to sound nuts. You may not believe this. If you're one of the 80 people watching this right now, it's nuts. True unlimited priority data on the AT&T network. True unlimited priority hotspot data on the AT&T network. This plan is available either for a smartphone, for a tablet, or for a like wireless network modem, like the Netgear Nighthawk. You just need to specify what device you are getting when you sign up. You're not allowed to switch devices. Or if you do, like you need to very clearly communicate that because if you switch, that causes billing problems in the account and they have to cancel your account. So it's basically Carlos started it. I think his handle is Carlos. Gosh, I'm kind of forgetting right now, actually. I just see Carlos and I'm like, all right, it's Carlos Tech 702. You sign up via Discord. Okay, so let me see if I can pull that up and I'll share the Discord link. Gosh, so that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, while you're doing that, I'll just say I think it's pretty dope. I think it's like one of the coolest things ever. But if anybody listened to the thing that we did with Sneed, I'm also a little bit concerned in regards to its longevity or how this is being done. In the same sense, I never talked to Carlos, so I don't know how he's doing it. But like, I just know AT&T is much more aggressive when it comes to managing MVNOs than other major networks, it seems. And yeah, I mean, I think it's super, super cool. Especially if you live in rural America. Like, get yourself one of those Nighthawks like Sneed was doing, and it could be your home internet replacement. Like, super legit, super cool. But
yeah, I think that's my biggest concern. Like, I really appreciate what Carlos is doing, and I think for some people it can be huge, super helpful. I'm legitimately concerned it may get shut down. So this is the link. That did not work. Let me go try that again. It's giving me a redirect link, so let's just copy.
Austin said that he thinks a review of it's in order.
Dude, I don't want to blow it up. All right, so I just got a YouTube redirect. Come on. I just want to copy as plain text. How about that? There we go. So
I will just
sign
say
up.
oh, sorry.
You sign up in the Discord, and the link is in the live chat. If you're interested, message Carlos, learn more about it, see how he's operating it, see if you feel comfortable with that arrangement and that it works for you.
Yeah, I'll just say that if Sneeder, if Carlos wants to hook me up so I can try it out, I'll happily review it. But on the same token, like I have AT&T Elite regular, and I mean, I know it's higher priority and I know it has unlimited hotspot, but like for the most part, I could probably get a pretty good idea that like it's AT&T, it's going to be great, right? Like
yeah, like that's my thing too. Like how much of a difference is QCI 6 versus 7 versus 8 going to make on AT&T?
I feel like QCI. I mean, I feel like it would make a difference if it was congestion related. Like, but at least in my market, there's so much capacity. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, but I kind of want to move off this topic because if we go up a little bit, Stacy at 8:49 p.m. Asked us if Magenta Max was a better deal than T-Mobile One Plus.
Ooh, so Stacy, great question. And I would say, Dennis, you had both plans. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are that it depends on what you're paying. For me, because of that whole nightmare of a situation, T-Mobile One Plus wasn't worth it because it was like a $5. No, actually, you know what? Magenta Max ended up being cheaper now that I think about it. It ended up being cheaper just to get Magenta Max and to do One Plus because of how things ended up panning out because they misquoted the crud out of me. And the reason why I said it ended up being cheaper to do Magenta Max is because on the old One Plus plans, they actually charged you more for the Netflix add-on, like to get the Ultra. So for me, Magenta Max ended up being where I'm at, and I'm not that bummed about it. Like the person that reached out to me on Discord told me where I'd be at from a price point. Here I am. I'm here, and I'm fine with that. And I do have more hotspot data, and I supposedly have unlimited premium data, as far as I'm aware. Although I know that there's been some confusion. I think when you were talking with
when I was
Sherry,
talking with Sherry,
yeah,
love Sherry, love what she's doing. She had mentioned that she was skeptical that it was truly unlimited, and I take the opposite approach. I fully believe that it's what T-Mobile says. It's true unlimited.
We talked about the fact sheet, right? Remember the fact sheet?
Yeah, but we going over that. I didn't actually see anything specific to Magenta Max that said it was being deprioritized after 50 gigs.
I mean, I don't know. Let me put it this way: I've never went over 100.
Yeah,
but I know Carlos, when he was doing speed tests when the Magenta Max came out, he got like a little notification saying like he used up his 100 gigs of data.
That could be an error on like the billing and the account detail side of things as opposed to the actual plan performance.
But as far as I'm aware, I'm getting too into the weeds. As far as I'm aware, Magenta Max is basically One Plus, but better. As far as I'm getting it, as far as a plan is concerned, I would argue that it's better with certain caveats to that. Like there was certain perks to having the old One Plus plan, but I would say Magenta Max is better overall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on saving money, so like, Stacy, check out Mint Mobile. But like seriously, Magenta Max is the better plan. But get whatever works for you and is affordable.
Yeah, I mean, both are great. One Plus had some old deals that were like truly fantastic. Like if you have the legitimately like free One Plus add-on, then that's better.
Yeah.
And depending on the flavor of One Plus that you have, you might only have 140 countries versus the 210 support of the Max. I don't know how much you travel or how important that is. I mean, lots of caveats, but I'd say they're about equal is actually what I would say. They're about equal.
James brings up a really excellent point where you can actually get the regular Magenta plan, and then anytime you need either the extra hotspot data, the faster international data, you can just purchase the Plus Up add-on. Is it now called like the Plus Max add-on?
Yeah, but the Plus Max add-on doesn't have all the it doesn't seem to play as nicely as the actual Magenta Max plan.
Okay. Which is weird because I'm like in the billing, doesn't it just say like Magenta, or does it say Magenta Max now? Because like with the old plan, it would say like Magenta with the Plus Up add-on or the HD Pass.
I'm not sure how T-Mobile.
He's not sure. All right.
mean, to someone, if anybody works at T-Mobile, if someone can explain what the Max Up add-on does versus Magenta Max, it'd be great. Because I actually am looking at my plan. I actually see on my free line they have the Max Up add-on, but the other two don't. I don't know. It's
maybe. Well, all lines on one account are the same, so maybe only one line needs it because it affects all the lines. Like you can't mix and match like you can on AT&T and Verizon.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how T-Mobile's wacky biller works sometimes.
Yeah. All right, Dennis. What I want to do is immediately pivot into Google Fi because I put that in the title. We are now 20 minutes into the live stream and we haven't talked about it.
Jesus,
that is horrible. Like Mr. Beast, when he makes a video, like I bought an island. First sentence of the video, I bought an island. You know, like he's on it, and we are 20 minutes in. You could have watched like 4 or 5 videos at this point, and now we're like, all right, guys, Google Fi. So we're adding it to the stream right now. Google Fi just updated their plans. 2 new plans here, okay? You're looking at Simply Unlimited for one and Unlimited Plus for one, starting at $60 and going up to $70. And yeah, I mean, they're decent. So previously, let's pull us back up. And Dennis, let me just pull up the Best Phone Plans, Phone Plans website.
$80 originally?
Yeah, I think it was $80 as like the cap for the by the gig like safety, and then I think it was $70 for the unlimited, and that was kind of like an incentive. All right, if you're going to use more than 6 gigs, just go unlimited. But this is a slight bonus of running your own website and running behind on keeping it updated. Is that when you do these videos, you actually still have the previous pricing and plans.
I mean, dude, if you really wanted to, man, do like a Wayback Machine on your website. Then you could like, you know what I'm talking about, the Wayback Project?
Yeah. Okay, so I think this plan is just wrong. The $80 plan. I think this is like either old and or you still pay for data. This is the unlimited plan.
Wrong on that one.
Yeah, this one's just wrong. I apologize. Thank you for bringing that to my attention live in front of 114 people watching. That's what I want. Either way, it was $70. You had 22 gigs of priority data, which is a really good. Actually, it's not really good because it's only 22 gigs. But you had priority data, and you had full 5G access. The problem was that after 22 gigs, it was capped at 2G speeds. But you still got unlimited data internationally, which was awesome. And yeah, overall pretty good. So what's new here? It looks like Unlimited Plus is actually staying the same, $70 a month. This is the same plan, but renamed. And Simply Unlimited is going to be that new option, starting at $60 a month. All right, so what's different here? Okay.
It's the family plans. Oh, well.
Well, yeah, so family discount is new. And so if we go back actually and just look at what the previous family discount was, and let's go up to family plans. So zoom out so I can see what I'm doing. The unlimited plan went down to $45 a line. That was max discount. New system, let's just go to 4 lines. Looks like, again, unlimited plus $45 a line. I think this is the same. Okay, I think the unlimited plus plan is the same. That's what I'm seeing right now. And if we go to 6, yep, still 45. So I think that's the same. Dennis, I think the new plan here is this Simply Unlimited plan.
Yeah, but look what happened to the flexible plan with the discount.
That dropped.
Yeah.
Let's see if we did 4 lines, 17 each plus 10 gigs. That might actually be the same because let's see if I do 4 lines and each person got 1 gig. So if I do 4 lines, each person got 1 gig, that would be $17 per person plus 1 gig would be 10. So that'd be 27 and this is 27.
Oh.
Whoops. So I think I'm honestly
it's the same. It's just that the way they break it down, it makes it look like it wasn't. Sorry.
Oh, good. No. I was thinking the same too. When I first opened this, I was like, oh wow, Google Fi, like 3 new plans. I think it's just this Simply Unlimited plan.
Yeah, and it's not good.
Yeah. So Dennis, what makes this not good? I don't know. Gee, all of these X's right here.
Yeah, they've removed every single feature that made Google Fi unique and good. They removed hotspot, which sucks.
Hotspot and tethering gone. Data only SIMs gone.
They removed all the international perks. You can't use the phone for free outside the country in like Canada, Mexico, or anywhere. Which
actually, Nope, I'm mistaken. It's calls. You can make calls to Canada, Mexico. Data is completely removed.
Yeah, which the biggest selling point for 5 was for travelers because you could literally, it was still $10 a gigabyte even if you were like just roaming. It was a flat like $10 a gig, and you could just use it to your heart's content at like full speed, right? If you had like one of their flex plans, and I don't know what it was like for unlimited, but they removed it, so that sucks. Basically, it's just a terrible plan. There is no reason why you should buy that plan. If you're on that plan, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So recap. It's everything we loved about Google Fi removed from everything we loved about Google Fi, and that effectively makes it a $60 plan, a $60 22 gig plan. For half the price, $30, you can get 35 gigs on Mint Mobile, and it supports hotspot. So, yeah, I would say this is just bad. Like,
yeah, and at $60, you could just get like
T-Mobile prepaid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, $50 you can get T-Mobile prepaid.
Or $60 gets you their T-Mobile with the hotspot or extra hotspot.
Yeah, jeez. All right, T-Mobile plans. Let's go. Let's load these up. So yeah, T-Mobile prepaid, 50 gigs of priority access. I mean, that's just such a better deal because it's unlimited. And then if you wanted more, same $60, and you're getting 10 gigs of hotspot. So,
does prepaid let roaming happen?
I'm pretty sure it gets domestic roaming. It gets 100 megabytes of domestic roaming, but there's no international roaming. Like you have to pay to get international add-ons.
Dang. Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically speaking, especially right now, no one's going anywhere. So
yeah. We have Joel down. Google Fi is awful and a ripoff. Why not Mint Mobile? Yeah, I completely agree. Like the best feature of Google Fi is their international roaming. People probably aren't using that. And unfortunately, I've heard that people who were using that, who got stuck abroad, actually had their service shut off because more than half of their usage was taking place internationally.
And I'll just say another thing. The whole reason why Fi originally was interesting was because they combined T-Mobile and Sprint's network prior to the merger. That benefit or claim to fame is also gone, right?
Because of the merger.
Right.
Yeah, we have Michael coming in here. No hotspot and no cloud storage. Yeah, actually, that's something we didn't even touch on. If I pull that back up here.
Yeah, 100 gigs of Google OneDrive.
Yep. Where is that check mark? Here we
go.
go.
Third thing down. Yep.
Boom. Which is like $2 a month, so it's not really a perk in my mind. Like,
I mean, if you're gonna get cloud storage, might as well get it with Google. At least it's not like what Verizon's doing.
Well, let me clarify. Like, if you're gonna get cloud storage, get it with Google, but don't get Google Fi to get it. Like, go with US Mobile, go with T-Mobile prepaid, and you'll save $10 a month, right? And then you can get a terabyte of Google Drive storage.
I mean, if you want an unlimited plan, I would go with T-Mobile's prepaid. But if you're getting anything else that's not unlimited, you should go with Mint. And Ahmed, I know you're.
Oops,
mobile,
that was my bad, Dennis. I misclicked on my stream.
But it's all good. And I was gonna say, Ahmed, if you're listening, I know you're probably mad that I'm not saying US Mobile, but I feel like US
Mobile, it's not as good on T-Mobile. Let's be real. We both know it's way better on Verizon.
Yep.
Joseph Quito, what's up, Stetson? That's a statement, not a question. We're taking questions.
What's up?
Google Fi for travelers.
Yeah, you know what? US Mobile is the best now. US Mobile is the best option for travelers. For
actually, yeah. Now that you mention it, straight up, yeah, it's better. I want to test it. I haven't traveled. Like, I think next move, go to Canada and like test it out and see what happens. Tebow Pop, I know you're gonna say it. I'll do it for you. US Mobile is better than Google Fi. We're actually, if you're on T-Mobile, I think Mint is probably better. Maybe Ultra Mobile, but as Dennis said, T-Mobile prepaid for that unlimited. Here's a question for you, Dennis. Quantum Vortex. Do you have a recommended 5G phone around $700? Android is my preference.
Google Pixel.
I've got another one. What about a Galaxy S20 Plus?
Are you talking off of Swappa?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm talking off of Swappa. Check this out. Add to stream. We're not going to remove Dennis this time. So we're going Galaxy S20 Plus unlocked, starting at $548. Here are some of the listings. Here's one that's good for $580. Doing this live right now. You can take a look. That one looks like, I think it's got a built-in screen protector. Actually, no, those are definitely scratches on the screen. So if you're bound on Swappa, definitely something to be mindful of. But $580, full millimeter wave compatibility, basically all the bands you need. You could even scoop up under 700. I think you can get an S21.
I mean,
yep.
But the Google Pixel 5G supports millimeter wave too. Like it has.
It
support.
does. It does. This one is straight up new in box for $625. There you go.
So I'm gonna tell you why I recommend Pixel though.
Why?
First off, stock Android. Second, consistent updates.
Yes.
Third, eSIM.
Oh, I forgot about eSIM.
Yep. And fourth, Google Pixel works with pretty much everybody.
Yep. Oh, my camera died again. It's all good.
But I love Samsung, but I have openly stated I'm anti S21 this year.
Yeah, Dennis is against it. I still have to test it out. It's in my backlog.
What, the S21?
Yeah, because it throttles. It gets hot and then throttles, right? That's my understanding of the problem.
Yeah, so I'm anti S21 this year, and then I have the S20 Plus, and it's a great phone, but if you're talking about buying something new, or if you're talking about getting a new phone in your hands, I don't know if I'd recommend buying this phone because there's better ones out there. And Samsung has a bad tendency of supporting their phones for a long period of time with major updates.
Yeah. Here's a Pixel 5. It's going for $575.
That's not the 5G variant, is it?
Yeah, it is. All
Okay.
Pixel 5s are 5G.
Okay. Oh, I'll mention one other good one. OnePlus.
Oh, they're better. They're not getting AT&T 5G with the new one though.
Well, it depends on what network he was looking for. I mentioned Pixel at first because you could use it with anybody. But if that doesn't matter and you're cool using like T-Mobile, then the OnePlus phones are pretty cool.
Yeah, the software on OnePlus is great too. It's right on par with Pixel in my opinion. Camera still needs a little work. I would rather get an S21 just for the camera. I'll be honest, or even a Pixel for the camera. If you're someone who takes pictures, all right, if you use your phone and you're a phone person, then OnePlus is probably going to be phenomenal. But if you're a picture person, then I would get something else.
So,
he was looking at Quantum Vortex was looking at OnePlus 8T.
isn't that aren't they on the 9?
Yeah, but I think the 8T is probably better value. That's what I would go for, Quantum Vortex. If I were you, I would consider that.
What are you coming from Quantum? What do you have right now?
Quantum's on T-Mobile.
But
OnePlus
what phone
8
is
will
what
work
ecosystem
really well.
is he in right now? Is he coming from LG or what phone is he using is what I'm going for.
Yeah, what will that difference be like?
Yeah, because if you're in the Samsung ecosystem of products, then you might want to stick to Samsung. If you have their Galaxy Buds, for example, right? So that's another factor to consider. But Angel asked us up top, have you heard anything about Visible expanding their phone compatibility?
I have not, and I honestly don't think they will. I don't think it's worth their time to support older phones. It's more worth their time to support the newer phones as they're coming out. So that's my take. They have to develop basically a custom version of Android for those models. That's how you get the carrier bundle, the carrier preferences on there. So unfortunately, I don't think so. Angel, what phone are you currently using? That's my question.
Stetson, I just have a good question for you on the topic of phone compatibility. What do you think is going to happen with LG?
Well, they're gone.
Well, I meant when it comes to supporting their phones on carriers' networks and stuff.
They will do a year and then stop, and everyone's going to be sad.
But I meant do you think people... Okay.
You're not asking it in a way that I'm understanding. Try again.
All right. So let's just say I have an LG V50, right?
Okay.
and I want to bring it over to Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Mobile doesn't have support for BYOD, LG, anything. I'm saying, do you think that people are going to still allow for this LG V50, which is still technically a brand new phone, should technically work, or is it just dead to everybody? Like, no more feature support from any of the carriers. Like, it's
because the carriers have to make a bundle that runs on it, right? Is that what
bundle?
you're asking?
Wrong word, but yes, they need to do firmware and different things.
Like carrier preferences.
Yeah.
I'm not sure actually what goes into that. My guess is that it probably will work. Like if it came out and it was working, it'll probably continue to work.
Because technically, it was the manufacturer that comes out with the update that's sent to the carrier for review.
Oh, and then they push it. Mm-hmm. I think it'll still work because it has the bands, it has the hardware. Like maybe it won't get some features, or like maybe like voice over, like Wi-Fi calling won't work or something. But I think it'll still get it. On
a side note, on the topic of phones, did you ever find out who that one iPhone 2G user was on Mint?
We have not. That was in the Reddit. That was in their Mint subreddit. They are on it. They are working on it. They're probably contacting that user repeatedly. Please upgrade. We had some other questions here. We had eSIM provider within the MVNOs.
Best eSIM provider. I'd say Mint's doing it the best.
Yeah, Mint's definitely the best. The only reason I say that is because they have full feature service and support, and its eSIM is working on iPhones and Google Pixel phones right now. Visible's a close second, but I think Mint has their experience locked down with the activation.
Mint as someone that literally went through the activation process, Mint is doing it better.
Yeah.
T-Mobile would be a close second.
Oh, they do have their T-Mobile prepaid eSIM app.
I did it on the postpaid side on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. It was a little bit hairy, but it was still easier. Hands down, the worst is AT&T.
Oh my God, yeah, sweet. Let me get signed up for eSIM. It'll just take a couple of taps. Like 3 days. Oh, they have to send me a SIM card? Like what? Like I thought the whole point of eSIM was to not do that. And then like 3 days later, you get a physical SIM card with a QR code in the mail. Not the move. Murky asks, is there a free way to test each network provider?
There is not. Except for Mint.
Yeah, so you can test Mint. They have a new free trial. And Dennis, this is the hack. I don't think Mint wants people to know this, but you get unlimited Ookla speed test data on that trial. Okay? So it's literally the perfect scenario, not only to test Mint, but to test the T-Mobile network. Think about it. You sign up. You can run as many speed tests in as many locations as you want on T-Mobile. You're getting full 5G access, and then you can see if it works for you. For the other networks, I would say US Mobile is probably the cheapest on Verizon, but it is deprioritized. I don't know, depending. And AT&T is pretty tough. I would say AT&T prepaid maybe. They might have an activation fee, though. That would kind of be a bummer. All right. What else we got?
Michael said Xfinity Mobile used to have iPhone only, and he pulled out his SIM and used a Note 4, no problem. I'm going to guess that the only reason that worked is because it was probably a Verizon Note 4. But I'm also going to guess that at some point, if you kept it in there, the system would probably end up turning off your SIM. They probably have that, like, they would probably do like an IMEI audit or something and just see like, oh, this isn't right. And the reason why I take that guess is because when I took my SIM card out of AT&T and plopped it into my S9 Plus, like within like literally a minute, it updated on my phone showing the IMEI number of my Galaxy S9 Plus, and vice versa with like the 12 Pro and stuff like that. So I feel like they would probably know and probably turn that off pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think it just depends. Maybe it'll get turned off. Maybe it'll work. Maybe they don't care. But they will definitely know. And let's see. We got a question back on Google Fi. So does Fi still run on Sprint/T-Mobile? Any changes on the Fi service since the merger?
Well, I mean, T-Mobile, all T-Mobile customers can use the Sprint network. I mean, Sprint is T-Mobile, like literally Sprint dead.
So it is basically just all running on T-Mobile, and T-Mobile now just includes Sprint. So basically no change.
Yeah, and to be honest, you wouldn't want to be running on Sprint tires at this point.
We're getting shut down left, right, and center.
Yeah.
We have Brandon coming in here. Unpopular opinion for moderate data users. The AT&T 15 gig prepaid plan is solid. Rollover data, domestic roaming, Wi-Fi calling, hotspot. What is that plan going for?
I thought it was 8 gigs though.
So the 8 gig plan I'm a big fan of because that's either $33 for 3 months or it's $25 a month for a year, which is like $300 up front. But this one, I think it's $40 a month. Yeah, it's $40 a month. I'll add this to the stream so you can take a look. So he's talking about this plan right here. You're getting rollover data. You're not getting 5G access, but you're getting mobile hotspot, and there's no HD video, but you can use it in Canada and Mexico.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can you zoom out real quick?
Yeah.
Just a smidge. What is this middle one that is more expensive? Why is it more expensive for the budget conscious?
Which one?
It says 5 gigabytes. Budget conscious is more expensive than the.
It's monthly as opposed to annually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for an extra 7 gigabytes, I would rather just pick the cheaper plan. If I was gonna be in that $40 price category, I would probably just go with something like. I was gonna say Visible, but that's a different network. I mean, I guess if you're on AT&T, it's a good option. I don't know.
I'd almost say Cricket. I feel like Cricket's plans might actually be a little bit. I mean, it's capped at 8 megabits per second, though. Like, is AT&T's network just like this
monopolized?
Yeah. No, Red Pocket, $30 for 20 gigs. Experience isn't quite there, but the price to performance is pretty hard to beat for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just an awkward price category. I feel like at that 15 gigs, maybe like you either need unlimited or maybe you could just curb your usage a little bit and drop down to that 8 gig plan that Dennis and I really love. So yeah, maybe it is an unpopular opinion, Brandon. I can respect it though. I can definitely see how it could work really well for you and for some people.
I was gonna say, and for the extra $20, you could just bump yourself up to that sweet unlimited plus plan.
Yeah, we like that one so much. It's so good.
It honestly won, like, it was an S tier, right? Remember, Elite and that plan were S tiers. So
we have funny comment from Caleb here. Visible eSIM activation is 100% busted. Fully unlocked iPhone 12 Pro Max and can't get Visible to accept my IMEI no matter what.
100% agree.
We're not at 99% here. We are 100%.
I mean, yeah. I told you about my friend when we were trying to do it for him, right? We tried to order and it sent them out a SIM card, right?
Yeah. And hang on, I'm trying to log into my Visible app live on the stream. I think I bring this up all the time. Oop. Password. All right, we'll have to pull something else up while I pull this up. We have Sylvian O, 5G, very limited in Canada, not sure, offered in prepaid by Rogers, Bell, or TELUS. That's interesting. I'm very curious to learn more about the smartphone plans in Canada, what their offerings are. That's something I've been really wanting to do, and to pull them up. We have another question here from Seek. When is the latest update with US Mobile, the pool plan going live? Seek, I would love to answer this. I have no idea. And Dennis is DMing me a link in the behind the scenes. So let me pull that up and we can talk about this.
Yeah, so it was an article I shared with you just like a while ago, but I thought it would be cool and it relates to the EBB topic if you want to talk about that from.
Yeah, sure. Real quick, Game and Life, thank you so much for your super chat. Visible eSIM gave me problems on my unlocked iPhone 11. So seems to be an issue in the chat right now. So thank you for that. Dennis, talking about New York capping the cost of broadband for low-income families.
Yeah, so basically it's exactly as it sounds. They're trying to cap pricing of what internet providers can charge in New York. They're trying to force like a $15 tier per month tier to exist for low income users. And they're trying to basically make it so that like the high like and they're setting like speed tiers too. Like they're saying like this speed tier can only cost so much. Like for example, 200 megabits at $20. Like that's what it's allowed to cost. And I think this is incredible. And I think it also plays into the commie Dennis. But boy, oh boy, would that be well appreciated if it came to the Pittsburgh market. I don't know my officials that well, but it'd be really cool if they decide to implement something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, as we've seen, broadband access is either expensive, non-existent, or completely monopolized across the United States, which is what we want on all fronts. And this is a really great step. I think New York residents will be really happy by this. They're requiring a $15 option for low-income users. Huge. That is the cost of like Mint Mobile starter plan, $15 a month. I love that. 50 cents a day, just about. And the average monthly price across the state is $50, which honestly isn't too bad in my opinion. But
yeah, that's cheap.
You and I always look at the premium plans, like the top tier, the Gigabit
Dude, I'm
Pro.
not on a premium plan anymore. I told you I downgraded.
Yeah. So, and you're paying more than 50, right? Are you?
Yeah, and remember, I bought my own modem and everything. I did everything I could to reduce the cost. I'm rocking 400 megabits per second by 10. I did the song and dance with Chromecast, and I'm still paying like $60.
Oof.
I mean, it's better than 104, but I mean, $60 ain't bad. I'm not complaining. Like, again, I am incredibly grateful that I'm able to get 400 meg. Like, I understand that I am in the minority by even being able to get that. But when you look at other places around the world, man, they're telling you they're paying $20 for symmetrical gig out in like Korea. It kind of makes you like a little envious, especially since we made it. But the good news is that Biden passed the emergency broadband fund. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Stetson?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go into see if we can pull that up.
Yeah, so this is more of a PSA for people, in case you guys weren't aware. But basically, you can get up to $50 off your internet bill or towards your internet, or $75 if you live in like a tribal land. And the qualification for it is pretty broad. It's for anybody that basically had a substantial loss of income over the course of like 2020 or 2021. They don't really define what that is, but basically, if you make under $100,000 as a single filer, or $200,000 as a joint filer, you can apply to get this. And I don't know about you, Stetson, but $100,000 is a ton of money. So I'm pretty sure this is going to help for a lot of people. I actually went through the application process. You have to go to like there's like a verifying link that you have to fill out first, and you need to talk to your provider, which in my case was Chromecast, and you can fill out some stuff to submit for it. But you're going to get like a $50 credit maximum on your internet bill. So I just wanted to throw this out here because I think it can help a lot of people.
I think you're absolutely right. It can. You can also receive a one-time discount of up to $100 to purchase a laptop, desktop or a tablet from participating providers. So there you go. I think this is, it's a nice program. Dennis applied, so hopefully, Dennis, you get it and your internet bill drops by $50, and it helps people out.
I mean, the worst they can do is say no.
Yeah, that is the worst thing, and you're back to status quo, so it's not really a loss for you anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so let's see. We had a chat from Thomas Hansen. Thomas, thank you so much for your support and your super chat, my friend. I love your take on U.S. Cellular's unlimited plans as someone from the Midwest. So let's see if we can pull those up. And I'm just looking on the back end now. Make sure I've got all the accurate information. So
doesn't U.S. Cellular just roam on T-Mobile, by the way, or anywhere they don't have domestic coverage?
Yeah, I can't remember. They might be Verizon.
Like 99%.
All right, they're not on my website, which indicates to me that I probably thought they were not worth adding to the website.
Well, they're small. They're regional.
Indicates to me again that I probably just was like, yeah, you shouldn't get these. So
well, they're small and they're regional and their plan pricing is horrible.
Yeah, that was probably why. So let's go to plans, unlimited plans.
Stetson, if you want, I already have it up.
Can you share it?
Yes.
It's not eligible in my area, so I close it out.
I know I've done this before, and it probably has me saved, so that's probably why. But
here we go. So I'm adding you to the stream. 3, 2, 1, boom. Dennis, can you zoom in on that a little bit? Maybe make that page a little bit bigger.
Sorry, I was not clicking on that.
Yeah. Nope, I do that all the time behind the scenes.
Is that better?
All right, okay. What we got?
So you got unlimited basic, unlimited data every day 2.0. Their unlimited basic is this.
Okay.
This
40p.
is their unlimited everyday 2.0. 25 gigabytes of priority, 15 gigs of hotspot, and data even better 2.0. 50 gigabytes of priority and 2 Redbox movie nights.
Getting in on that streaming discount. Yeah. My question is, like, what happens? Like, is it true unlimited? Is it like a proper postpaid?
That's for one-line pricing. Here's for 4. This is what happens with your.
Okay, so total 140 a month at the very bottom of the screen. I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Divide 140 by 4, and it's like just over 30, like 32 or something.
Something like that. Basically, I mean, at 140, you're better off just getting T-Mobile Magenta with tax and fees included.
I think, Thomas, to be honest with you, the reason US Cellular isn't on my website is because it's regional. I don't feel like the plans are that good, and yeah, I think it's often better to sign up with another provider than to go with this.
Yeah, I mean, most providers roam on them, so if they don't have native coverage.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull up what network US Cellular uses.
And I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, do that. Thank you. It says it uses CDMA. That didn't really help me with that. Well, someone in the chat probably knows. Am I right? Or am I right? So someone in the chat, let me know. And then when we see it, we'll announce it. Okay, so Eduardo getting some more information. It's a postpaid carrier. They still do 2-year contracts. Okay, so that's a red flag for me right there. And yeah.
I just can't think of the only reason you would pick them is if they're the only option.
Yeah.
In the same way that before Verizon acquired, who was it? VoiceStream. What was it that Verizon just recently acquired? Some place in Kentucky they had coverage. What was the name of that company? It was
I have no idea.
Bluegrass, maybe, or
yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, like you would pick Bluegrass if you lived in that very small pocket and no postpaid carrier was there. But if you have like any, and I mean any other option, you wouldn't pick US Cellular. Their plans just aren't that good.
Yep. They do roam on Verizon though, so if you compare them to Verizon, maybe it's a little bit better. But
I mean,
I don't know. Like, it's a maybe.
I really thought they roamed on T-Mobile for some reason. I don't know why I thought that.
Verizon sounds right to me, but it's still like.
Regardless, their plans are not great, and they are better than I remember them. It looks like their cost came down, but they're not good. But
yeah, that's what I got. That's what we got. What else we got in the chat? We've got
Eduardo said that they sell pretty well inside of Walmart because they entice them with crazy deals.
Well, I mean, if it's a good deal, I can understand. It's probably a deal on the phone, I want to say. That's probably where, if they're doing a 2-year contract, that's probably where that's coming from. And I don't know. I'm not about it. I think US Mobile's a better value on Verizon. I think going with Verizon directly is probably a better experience. And we have Bluegrass, I believe, here in Tennessee. Coverage is horrible here.
If they are using Verizon, then their coverage map isn't accurate because it says in my location that they only have 4G LTE, but I know Verizon does have their low band 5G here, so that's interesting.
Suspicious. It's suspect. We had a question from Darren Lopez. If I got a Mint Mobile SIM from Best Buy, $60, 10 gig, 3 months, for $30 on sale, if I buy another SIM card on sale after my 3 months is up, can I activate and keep my number?
I'm going to guess no.
Yeah, I'm going to guess no. I don't think you can port a Mint Mobile number to a Mint Mobile. Like, I don't think that's going to work for you. I think they're going to prevent that from happening. So, okay. Thomas, see, I knew we had someone amazing in the chat who knew this. Thomas, thank you for your super chat. I've had them in the past. They roam on AT&T and T-Mobile. Verizon is 3G only. So that explains a lot. That means, Dennis, you are right. And it means going with T-Mobile prepaid is way better. Going with T-Mobile directly is way better. And going with AT&T prepaid or AT&T directly is probably way better. Eduardo is saying that used to roam on Sprint. So I think that's now they roam on all carriers. That's everyone.
Yeah. Apple. Caleb said he lives in an area in Kentucky with a local carrier called Appalachian.
I've heard of that.
Wireless. Verizon postpaid lets you roam off it, but you can't actually open a Verizon account using the address in the area. That is interesting and makes sense because I remember Verizon was kicking people off their unlimited plans that were using too much roaming data. So that makes sense. But yeah, you would fall in one of those like 1%. I don't want to say 1%, but you'd fall in that small niche case, right? Like in the same way that like the reason why I have Comcast in my apartment is because Comcast is the only thing I'm allowed to have. Is the same reason you would pick Appalachian Wireless because they're realistically the only thing you're allowed to have, right? Like,
yeah.
Like the minute, like I already showed Stetson, like the minute I get in my new house, I already have my Verizon Fios plan ordered. $75 gig. I'm looking forward to it. Like,
Dennis is hyped. I'm hyped for you, Dennis. Like that's gonna be such a sick plan.
Oh man, $75, $100 Visa card. They're gonna hit me up with some type of free streaming box, which I'm not going to use because I have a Roku Ultra and a smart TV at this point now, but yeah.
All right. We have Quantum Vortex coming in. Could a Verizon Samsung A51 LTE use the Mint 7-day trial? It can. It will not
unlocked.
It won't use eSIM, and it needs to be unlocked. And you can order a physical SIM card within the application in order to get that set up for you.
And is it a 7-day trial? I thought it was for a month, the trial.
It's 7 days. Yep, it's 7 days.
The 250 megabytes?
Yep.
Oh, it's 7 days? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Turns out 7 days. This one's for you, Dennis. I have to admit, Fios is fantastic.
I will say, though, if I could get AT&T Uverse instead of Fios, I would probably pick that. And the only reason for that is because of the sweet discount that you get from having their internet when you're an AT&T customer.
Yeah. What is the discount? It's like
25%, I think.
Ooh, that is really nice. That is really nice.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad. I am ecstatic. I'm praying that Fios will be able to keep me to the speeds that they said they will. If not, it's not the end of the world. I still have Comcast as an option as a backup, but looking forward to it, hoping the install goes smoothly, hoping that there's no hiccups along the way because I did have to call them and get my address added to the system, but praying that everything goes okay.
We are too, Dennis. We are too. What else we got in the chat? Juan Lopez.
What's good
about the new 5 plans?
Nothing.
Juan coming in a little late. To summarize, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Stetson, do you want to talk? You have I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Apple, or do you want to talk about streaming devices in general real quick?
Sure, yeah. I mean, to answer Juan's question, the only new plan, so we determined Unlimited Plus was there before. It's old. It's 22 gigs, but it does have the international stuff. The only new plan is this one, $60 unlimited, but it's actually not unlimited. It's a 22 gig plan, so you can get way better deals from Mint Mobile or from US Mobile or like T-Mobile prepaid themselves. So do not get Google Fi. Consider T-Mobile prepaid if you need unlimited plan. That's what's up. Dennis, streaming devices.
Yeah, streaming or just streaming in general. Like have you been, like, I can't remember, but don't you have an Apple TV? I think you do, right?
We do not have an Apple TV, although now that they updated it, I was thinking of getting one, but then it's also $180 and I don't really need it. Our TV, Sony TV, has AirPlay built in, so
Okay. Yeah. We were having the talk behind the scenes about how you have like the newer version of my TV
Yeah,
basically.
they're basically the same. So I imagine have AirPlay as well.
I do. I'm not really sure I understand AirPlay. It just lets you screen share off your iPhone, right?
Yeah, like if you have a app that's video, um, you can like tap a button and like say AirPlay on the TV, and it'll just boop go up there. It's like Chromecast, but Apple.
Okay. Well, the reason why I wanted to bring it up real quick is because when we talk about Fios, you made me think of something. I got a Roku Ultra now, right?
Yeah,
I got the Flexbox from Comcast,
Yeah.
which is their streaming thing. I got my Android TV.
yeah.
And Verizon's going to be sending me some other type of streaming box. I have 4 streaming boxes, and I do not have enough HDMI ports.
What a weird problem to have.
I was just going to ask, like, do you think all these streaming devices need to exist, including Apple's?
The answer is no. None of them need to exist because everything's built into a TV now. But I think there's some advantages and nice features to all of them. Like,
I mean, the only one I could think of is that the Roku I can bring to like a hotel if I got stuck in a hotel.
yeah, you could travel with the Roku. You could travel with an Apple TV. You could travel with a Chromecast. Like the smart assistants are really nice. So like with the Roku, it's almost a little bit more universal. Like I don't think. Well, I guess does Chromecast work with Alexa?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I'm a little surprised
Android
by that.
TV works with Alexa, and so does the new. It's not called Chromecast. It's called something else. Google, whatever they're calling it now.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the short answer is no. And, like, not all of these need to exist. You pick one and you rock it. I like, as I mentioned in the previous podcast episode, Apple TV because it outputs at the native frame rate. But yeah, you just kind of pick one, you go with it.
So, why do you think so many companies are pushing into this then? Like,
Okay.
why?
The reason is ads. They'll know what you're watching and they can display ads on your home screen. That's
But
why.
isn't there other ways to get that, like, that information? Like, instead of making a piece of hardware, couldn't
Yeah.
they just make the app, you download it, and then the agreements just collect all the data off the thing that
Yeah.
you're watching on the same way the same way Facebook knows my location, even though I don't open up Facebook, right? Like, couldn't they?
I'm not really sure. That's the truth. Like, the reason they started was because all TVs were dumb TVs, which is the way I think it actually should be. Because often the TV OS, Android TV or whatever, is often slow. So you should outsource that with a box that you can upgrade and keep your TV panel. Because the TV panel's fine. It's just the software that's slow.
Yeah.
But now like everything's built in and it's like fast enough. So
Yeah, I really do wish that I know this is odd coming from a tech enthusiast, but I would like TVs to be dumb. I I would really rather have a fast TV and just have the box do the work, like you said that you could upgrade, than to say, because like I told you I was looking at TCL TVs, but they're all Roku baked in. Well, what if I don't want to use Roku?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, some platforms will now pay Roku to have their apps like featured or their shows highlighted on the home screen. Like I'm sure when you turn your Sony TV on, like if you're on the smart home menu or whatever, the Android TV home, like you see shows at the top just like cycling through, and those are ads like promoting their content. Like that's why everyone wants to have their box, is they want people using their content so they can make money.
Android TV, even though it's about the die, was really good. Like, Google did a really good job at knowing what I want to watch and continue to aggregate the content. The only reason why I'm trying out the Roku is because I basically got it for free, right? I told you about that.
Yep.
And the only reason I even bother hooking it up is because I did notice that the TV could be a little laggy sometimes. So I was just curious to check out Roku. Now, I will just say Roku is doing a terrible job at recommending content at the moment, because my mom was signed in with my Roku at her house. So I'm getting all these old-timey shows from 55. And Roku has no way for me to delete like any of the watch history, which is a kind of a bummer.
Ooh.
So I'm debating about just using a different email and just trying from scratch, or just letting it ride. But the Roku channel actually has a lot of free content.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of free apps on Roku that aren't available on Android TV. There's a lot of comments coming in the chat. Joel thinks the Apple TV streaming box is a total ripoff.
Joel, I can respect that. It's definitely overpriced, and I would say 99% of people don't need it. especially now that most new TVs have AirPlay built in. 2 use cases, getting AirPlay on an older TV. And the second big one, for me personally at least, is that the Apple TV has native frame rate output. This means that if you're watching a movie and the movie was shot in 24 frames per second, which is typical for most movies, the Apple TV will output 24 frames per second over HDMI into your TV, which can then play it perfectly back frame for frame. All other streaming boxes, to my knowledge, are outputting 60 frames per second, and they're actually conforming the 24 frames content to 60 frames per second. So it's not like they're either deleting frames and or adding new frames at certain parts or duplicating frames, not as smooth. So
yeah,
that's
and
it.
I will just say, I mean, Stetson and I talked about this in the past, but if Apple, like, because they have like a 64 gigabyte variant and I think 32, like we were talking about this, you don't need that much storage on like a streaming box, right?
No.
Like we were saying, like if they could drop it down to like 16 gigs of storage, get that price point down to like $100, they'd be the best in the biz. I mean, it's got an A12 processor in it, which is more powerful than pretty much anything I'm aware of.
Yeah, any other streaming product is not going to have that because it doesn't need it. Like,
I mean, I still think it's cool because they're already ready and future-proofed a bit for, like, say, the high refresh rate content if it ever comes out for like 120 hertz.
Yeah, that'd be great for like sports games, things like that.
You know, it's funny when we talk about streaming services or streaming platforms. By the way, no one ever talks about the consoles, like PlayStation or Xbox. Like, do you remember when Xbox?
Great.
Do you remember when Xbox One came out? They hyped up the HDMI in, HDMI out, like how you could hook up like all your stuff to the Xbox to like.
No one wanted to do that.
Well, it was a game console, but I'm just saying, like, it's actually a pretty good media entertainment system. I mean, it has support for 4K Blu-rays. It has support for.
That was the thing. Like, back when I thought I would need a 4K Blu-ray player, I was like, the move is just to buy the Xbox. Like, that is the best, cheapest Blu-ray player.
And it plays games.
And it also plays games. And it has all the streaming services I want. I think the problem was the remote, right? Where you had to buy an extra remote if you wanted more of a classic remote experience, as opposed to using the game console controller. Oh, and we actually have a great comment from Walter Rivera. Thank you, Walter. It has those amounts of capacity because you can download games and stuff with Apple Arcade.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I actually do have Apple Arcade. Haven't used it or opened it ever. But yeah, so you can play off your Apple TV, and I think you can use your iPhone as a controller. So maybe, Apple's sneaking their way, easing their way, cautiously approaching the gaming space. That could be an interesting use case for it.
Also, Brandon Elbers came in and was saying ACR is what we were thinking about with like smart TVs. What's that stand for?
I haven't heard of that. Audio capture, really? Right. I don't know. Brendan, you seem to be an expert. What is... Oh. Was it, Dennis?
Is it recording? Audio capture recording? Audio capture?
Maybe. I feel like capture and recording are a little bit redundant in that sense.
I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, if you could explain that a little bit more. I'm not too familiar with it, but yeah, it is definitely kind of scary to think about that literally everything that we do to a certain degree is being recorded. In fact, I remember on the podcast, there was someone that actually talked in the chat. We didn't respond to it at the time, but they were asking about like privacy and stuff like that. I think with the with this stuff, automated content recognition.
That is awesome. Thank you, Brandon. I mean, it's creepy, but awesome. Like, that is so cool that they can recognize the content that's playing based on the soundtrack, based on the dialogue, based on what they're able to capture.
It doesn't work well for TVs because, like on my phone, it's one thing, right? It's just me using my phone. It's going to be really smart and accurate and great, right? But like with TV stuff, like you have multiple people that are going to watch stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I wish that was something you could turn off or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I wish.
What I want. I had this idea the other day. Like, what if I got paid to give you information about myself? Right? Like, you're collecting information about me and selling it. Like, it's my information. What if I gave it to you? Like, fill out a Google survey. Like, all right, here's my age. Here's my gender. Like, here are my interests. Use this to advertise to me, but give me like $100.
All right, Stetson. The way it would really work out is, sure, we'll pay you. Here's $1. You gonna give it over to me?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And I want your not only do I want your date of birth, Stetson, I want your social security and all your health issues as well, so I could sell to the insurance companies. um, let's see. Ryan says that I was going to try out Mint Mobile, but I realized the data caps. Mint told me, yeah.
It's true. Yeah, if you're a high data user, don't get Mint. Okay, their plans 4 gigs, 10 gigs, 15 gigs, and 35 gigs. They're great for people like me. Honestly, probably Dennis for you at this point because you're just at home on Wi-Fi most of the time. But if you're someone who needs more than 35 gigs of data, don't get Mint. Get T-Mobile prepaid.
It's true. I could technically be on Mint. But like if we were talking logically, I should be on Mint. Unfortunately, I'm an emotional beast. And
the fault of being a human.
And I do like my image of the max, although I do wholeheartedly believe in what Mint's doing. Like Aaron, and did I just say his name wrong? I think I just said his name wrong.
I think you said I heard Aaron, but I think Ryan.
Ryan.
What are you looking at?
Aaron, Ryan. No, I want the guy that we talked. It was Aaron, right? We spoke.
Yeah, Aaron North. Yeah, from
yeah, Aaron North. Okay. Yeah, no, I was right. You had me going crazy. Okay.
Sorry about
that. Aaron is a really cool guy. Like he definitely like convinced me that like I always thought Mint was good. Like we've recommended him before in the past, but like we got to talk to him a little bit behind the scenes and like I got to hear other stuff and like I was really impressed like what the company is doing for like their employees and stuff and all kinds of other stuff. So like I really respect that brand. I want to see them grow. I think their plans are good. But I'm not going to switch. I like my premium T-Mobile. I've been with it for 6 years, even after all that hassle. And I'm going to stick on my T-Mobile unlimited plan, even though I don't need it. I mean, I don't need 3 lines. So, but here we are.
I kind of wanted to mention something, but you know, if you're getting enjoyment out of your service, that's fine with me.
Go ahead and mention it. Hit me.
Dennis, you should not have signed up for 3 lines. Dude, you're paying so much money. You were paying like $50, $60 before.
No, I was paying 75 or 65 respectively.
Okay. It's okay.
I wanted the free line deal.
We have comments. Let's see. Okay, Brandon coming in hot. Brandon, you are filled with fascinating information, my friend. So, I skipped over the previous. So, continuing our discussion on ACR, there is usually no way to disable it. Classic. That sounds appropriate. Except from disconnecting your TV from the internet.
That's a problem.
Well, you could do it, right? And use a Chromecast or an external box. So that way the TV wouldn't have access to the internet, but the box would. Apple TV doesn't have ACR. Boom. And the follow-up is you could get really sophisticated, set up Raspberry Pi with Pi-hole, and block ACR at the network level.
Huh. Also, Eduardo's saying that Walmart Family Mobile is an underrated MVNO. You get a 33% off if you work for Walmart. I've never heard of Walmart Family Mobile.
They're on my website. I recently added them. I'll pull them up right now, okay?
Please do, because I'm Google searching this. Like, who do they run off of, Stetson?
They're T-Mobile MVNO, because, of course, T-Mobile was like, let's let everyone use our service. These are the plans, Dennis. You're looking at $25 for 2 gigs, $30 for 5 gigs, $40 for 20 gigs, $50 for unlimited.
And is that correct? 720p streaming?
To the best of my knowledge.
And 30 gigs of hot. Dude, that's better than T-Mobile prepaid's unlimited plan then.
Whoa, is this? Yeah, wait a minute. Let's click on that.
Yeah, you're getting 720p versus 40p, and you're getting 30 gigs of hotspot versus like none on the $50 plan.
Okay. So look at this. Look at research Stetson coming in clutch. He wrote all of this. So all Walmart Family Mobile plans come with Data Optimizer enabled by default. That limits quality to 480p, but you can turn off the Data Optimizer by contacting Walmart Family Mobile customer care. They're deprioritized. 2 out of 4 priority levels, so that means QCI. They're MVNOs, basically, QCI 7.
I don't like the fact that they make you call instead of just going through an app. That's kind of poor customer experience right there.
Then after 40 gigs of data, your speeds will be deprioritized further. So, yeah, I guess it's way better than Metro. That's for sure.
I don't know how I feel though about anything Walmart branded. Like when I think of Walmart branded anything, it makes me think of their PC, their Power PC, or whatever they were doing a while back, and that was kind of a flop. So I don't know how I feel about it. Walmart in my mind doesn't have a very good reputation, for quality.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh, Walmart, they have this pristine high-end item I've been waiting for. I'm gonna go there and buy it. No. But hey, thanks for the mention, Eduardo.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm glad that we learned about it. But I would rather just go with Mint.
yeah, that's my thing. Like,
And I mean, like Mint gives you good customer service, and they let you do a lot of things over the app. Or US Mobile actually has, and I'm sorry, Stetson, but I still think US Mobile has a better app, and stuff.
yeah, they do. They do. The Mint Mobile app is like slow for me, is how I describe it.
But like, I don't know, like the fact that they make you call, you have to talk to a physical human to remove the HD cat or the optimization is
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's like, what else did you have to call on? Like, it's, you have a feature, but you have to call. Like, that's ridiculous. That was actually like Red Pocket that I'm in the process of reviewing. They're like, yes, we support visual voicemail, but it's a $1 add-on, and you need to contact us to turn it on. Or that was like Wi-Fi calling. Got to contact us to turn it on. Like,
gotta wait on hold for an hour. You're hoping I don't do it. Like, I don't get it.
It was easy. They had an online chat. To their credit, it worked. It was like, hey, can you turn this on? Rep was like, yep, sure, it's on.
But why not just turn it on by default?
They have to pay extra. I really don't know. Like, if it's still profitable for them, why don't they just give it to everyone?
I mean the Wi-Fi calling thing specifically, because that should come with every plan, right? Like,
yeah. Eduardo following up, 33% off for Walmart employees. Excuse me, Walmart associates, which could be different than an employee. Yeah, that's a fantastic deal.
It is a fair point, but to a counter, I'll let you go first, and I'll do my counterpoint.
You're working for Walmart. That was not my counterpoint. Okay, what's your counterpoint?
My counterpoint is that my company gets a discount with Verizon, but I'm not going to get Verizon Wireless over my cold dead hands just because I'm not going to.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to Mint Wolf. I can respect this. Mint Wolf, it's a good deal. I work at Walmart part-time as a college student. Boom, there you go, if you're on a budget. But Mint Wolf, I mean, how could you not get Mint Mobile with a username like that?
Right?
I'm kidding you.
I mean, I want to know, since you guys work for Walmart, like, have they gotten better? Because I remember when they were in the news, it was about like how they treated like their third parties poorly, and I always see like things about strikes and stuff. Has Walmart gotten better, like, about that stuff?
I think it's tricky. Same with Amazon. They're working. I'm sorry, didn't mean to be insensitive.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
That's probably. They're working. Yes, you're working at Walmart. I respect that. I apologize. It was more, I feel like there are probably better employers out there. That's all. Appreciate all of your hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, Victor's wondering, I think Victor's commented this a couple times. Like the best, here we go. Fastest Verizon MVNO. Visible is super slow. I get full bars. Okay. Victor, you here have a slight problem because you said the word fastest and Verizon MVNO in the same sentence. You just can't get a fast Verizon MVNO. I mean, you're getting full speed on Visible, but you're deprioritized. If the network's congested.
Well, if it doesn't have to be unlimited, you can get a fast MVNO plan because Xfinity
Total Wireless? Or, yeah, well, no, Xfinity, yeah, you're right.
Xfinity on their by the gig plans are priority. And actually, no, you can get an unlimited plan that's priority. You just have to pay $20 extra.
Yeah, and that's $65 a month.
So, I mean, if you have Chromecast and you don't mind going through them, technically, yes. But, yeah, I mean, you should just get Verizon postpaid.
Yeah, like at that point, just try postpaid. Like, US Mobile may be marginally better, but really, like, if the Verizon network's slow in your area, it's probably got a lot of users on it.
I thought of a good one, Spectrum Mobile. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Spectrum Mobile, I think, is priority out the gate, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I'm suspicious of that. Look it up.
You pull it up on your best phone plans. I'm pretty sure we looked at this. We did a review about it. Remember when we got in a whole debate about when we did our like March Madness? Remember?
Yes. I know by the gig is priority.
I'm talking about for Spectrum, not for Xfinity.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the same too. All right. All right. I don't know. I need to read the terms and conditions. Actually,
apparently they're
right.
including taxes and fees. Apparently.
All right, check it out. I'll add it to the stream. Unlimited, $45, 20 gigs of premium data. So it sounds like it actually is. Granted, T-Mobile's website also says priority data, but it's not. So, but I think you're right, Dennis. I think you're actually right. That's a great memory. And shoot.
Yeah. And if you need more premium data, you go with the $55 plan, 30 gigs.
Yeah. The 45 is a way better value, in my opinion.
Yeah, but remember, after the 20 gigs, you get throttled. I think it was 1 megabit per second. I believe it was a little bit worse than Xfinity. But apparently unlimited talk, text, and text included plus no added tax or hidden fees is what they were saying on the front page of their website when I'm looking at it. So apparently they started including fees now too. So it's $45 flat.
That's actually pretty good.
That's very good for Verizon.
Yeah, 1 megabit per second down, 512 up. So I think it's priority out of the gate, which is awesome. 480p streaming, but
but the $55 plan I think gets HD, doesn't it?
Yep, HD on the 55 plan. So there you go. That was a very long-winded answer. But the truth is, Verizon, it'll get congested. It looks like Xfinity by the gig or Spectrum are going to be the best. You should probably just go Verizon postpaid,
or get off Verizon and get like AT&T.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or T-Mobile.
Yeah, Walter Rivera tried Visible on eSIM. It was terrible. Too congested. Their network's congested. They have a dense network, but it's congested.
Sylvia and O said there's 3 major Canadian operators, Roger, Bell, and TELUS, wireless carriers, offering postpaid plans in Canada, but they had different pricing per province. That's nutty.
That is crazy. I will get into that. So my computer screen is turning into night shift.
Jose says he has Xfinity Mobile and that he tested out their speeds in Houston, and he got up to gig speeds in certain areas, and that's not with the $20 add-on.
Yeah, so that's just access to millimeter wave.
Yeah.
But all right, my question for you is, Jose, if you were to use 20 gigs of data on Xfinity Mobile, will your speeds be slow when you're in those areas?
Yeah, join our Discord, like become a patron, join the Discord and like post speed test results. We want to see what happens after you get past the 20 gigs.
I might reach out to someone and see if I can get a plan. Like, I'm so curious.
Stetson.
Yeah. Well, I think they already have a plan, so it'd be like I can just like borrow it as opposed to
having
to sign up for it, ship me a SIM card, like all that rigmarole.
Okay.
Spectrum Mobile is using Verizon for coverage, which is why we recommended it as a Verizon MVNO.
Yeah, I don't have Spectrum, but their plan looks good.
And for both Xfinity and Spectrum, you need to be an internet customer or a voice or TV customer in order to get that service.
I mean, if you're in a monopoly area, you probably have their internet, so there you go, right?
Yeah. All right. I feel like the chat's kind of winding down here.
Yeah, I think we did good, man. I mean, we made it almost an hour and a half, and we did an hour.
That was crazy, yeah.
I think we did good. Guys, I just want to thank you all, as always, for coming out. We absolutely love streaming with you guys. These after shows are a lot of fun. Make sure, once again, if you aren't already, to become a Patreon member, where Stetson and I post extra behind-the-scenes content. And this weekend, this Saturday, Stetson and I are actually going to be doing a Patreon-exclusive live stream where you guys get to hang out with us, similar to this, but it's a lot less people, so we can pay a lot more attention and just have a very chill conversation together. And, yeah, just thank you guys again. Thank you for all the super chats tonight. Thank you to all the current Patreon supporters and for everybody coming out.
Yeah. Casey Walls, I'll give you an answer. I have no idea. That's why I wasn't responding. This is specifically disable band 2 on a OnePlus Nord N10.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yep. That's what I said too. So Casey, I accept my apologies. I do not know. That is a question for the Google. Dennis, thank you for wrapping up the show. Great outro. Thank you to all our Patreon supporters. Thank you to everyone, all 145 of you watching this live stream right now, spending your Thursday evening chatting with us. And we're super excited for the Patreon live stream this weekend. So consider supporting us there to join the live stream and stay tuned to the channel for exciting videos. It's going to be awesome. Either way, that's going to be it. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Dennis.
Take care, everyone. Peace.